If someone makes the claim that a proton is actually a microscopic black hole and argues compellingly to support the idea but does not state any quantitative predictions of the idea that could be tested, how would a scientist regard this idea? So, in light of the scientific method, I think one of the key things there is, like, if we're saying, nothing is stated that can allow us to test the idea, it means really you can't do this. So one of the requirements in science is that if you propose an idea, it must be testable. And that kind of relates to what this falsification, or to falsify something, to attempt to falsify might be the better statement. What that really is about is you need to say something in a way that one could go out and check it, and not knowing what result you're going to get when you go to check it, when you go make some observations, you must be able to say beforehand, if this happened, that's clearly going to make this idea false. And a lot of people will make claims, but they'll be uncomfortable doing that because they don't want to be wrong, right? So it's very human not to want to be wrong, but in some senses, the scientific method has built into it this requirement that you're going to be open to being wrong. In other words, if you make a statement, you have to be able to make very specific kinds of predictions that can lead to very specific kinds of tests, and leads to the possibility that the test shows that you're wrong. And that's what this whole doctrine of falsification is really about. Let's check out what the answer says here. So it goes even further than what I just said, it sounds like, because it labels this as pseudoscience. And that is something that definitely happens out there, is there are things that really look like science. So it says here, takes a compelling scientific looking guise. Microscopic black hole maybe sounds scientific, although it could be science fiction, I suppose. But anyways, there's definitely stuff out there that can sound really, really scientific, but is lacking in quantitative predictions. And so a trained scientist recognized, and this is actually very commonplace. So most trained scientists actually have like this really healthy sense of skepticism to any new idea. Maybe you could say, especially if it's coming from someone who's not in science, which that may be, we're actually skeptical of other scientists too. But maybe especially if it's somebody that we're not sure of, we're going to be like, well, wait a minute, have you made some quantitative predictions? Can we go and test this independently? And if the answer is no, we're not going to take it seriously, right? And, the problem is that there's too many of these kinds of claims out there, so oftentimes the people get frustrated because scientists don't take them seriously. But the reason is very real, because, again, there's too many of these kinds of claims, and scientists who are really trained to be scientists spend a lot of time figuring out how to take a theory and have it lead to quantitative predictions that can really be tested.